Hi friends, welcome back to my channel, and this is Windows Server 2025 Complete Master Course from Zero to Expert, and this is part 11th video in this course. And in this video we are going to focus on creating and installing additional domain controller in our existing infrastructure. So we'll see what is Active Directory or additional domain controller is, how to set up the replica DC and Active Directory redundancy in this video. So by adding in the additional domain controller, we will basically improve our availability and redundancy for our domain infrastructure, automatic data replication, and faster login and reliability. So let's get started. So step by step, promote a second domain controller. This is the process basically how we can promote our second domain controller in our domain. So basically my domain controller name is win2k25dc01, which we have recently created, and my domain name is labsandson.lan. So the process is basically log on to the server, open server manager, add and install Active Directory domain role, and then promote server as a domain controller, and then add domain controller in an existing domain, and then select your domain and then provide credential, and then go ahead and install this. So we'll go ahead and do this. So let me show you in the demo. So this is my brand new domain controller basically, which I have installed, and this is configured with hostname is renamed. I have configured the static IP address, and then I have created the basically changed the time zone and all. So the very first thing, I'll go ahead and join this machine in my domain. So labsandson .lan, and I'll put my credential to join this machine in domain. And once the machine is joined in domain, I'll go ahead and reboot this machine, and then we will try to log in with our administrator account, which has a domain administrator rights, and then we are going to promote the server as a domain controller basically. So the server is rebooting. So this is my existing infrastructure. So I got my server with basically one domain controller. As of now I have a one domain controller, which is a global catalog server, and you can see this is the domain controller. Inside the domain controller, I'm going to get 25 DC01. So now I'll go ahead and promote. So I'll just join this machine in domain. So you can see this computer object is sitting in the default computer object, and now I'll go ahead and try to log in with my labsandson administrator account. So labs and so on, and then I'll put my administrator credential here. And now once this machine is joined and logged in with administrator, I'll go ahead domain administrator account, open server manager, and install the rules. So let me go ahead and do this. So I'll go ahead and change the display setting to 200, and now I'll go and click on manage and add role and features. So still server manager is getting loaded, so it will take some time to allow us to basically go ahead and start adding rules here. So now I'll go here and add role and feature, click next, rule based installation, and then select my server, and then I'll go ahead and select Active Directory domain services, click next, and click on install. So while this installation is going on, let's get some basic idea what is second domain controller or additional domain controller. So what is additional domain controller? So an additional domain controller is another domain controller in the same domain. So we already have a one domain controller in our infrastructure, so we want to add a one more domain controller in our domain. So it holds a copy of domain directory and replicates with the other DCs basically. So it helps in improve redundancy, availability, and authentication performance. So we already have a one domain controller, which is primary domain controller win2k25dc01 in our domain labsandson.lan, and we are promoting second domain controller win2k25dc02 in our domain infrastructure. And then why organization deploy multiple domain controller? So the very first thing, high availability. If one DC is failed, another DCs remain available for basically providing authentication and authorization. Better performance, user authenticate to nearest DCs and reduce login delays. And replication and consistency, ensure your directory data is replicated and up to date across your networks. And scalability, supports business growth and increase user and service load. So these are the main reason why organization deploy multiple domain controllers. And this is primary difference between primary DC and additional DC. So the primary domain controller, first DC in the domain, and all other domain controllers are going to be a additional domain controller. And this creation created when the domain controller is promoted basically. So when you promote your first domain, by default the first DC is going to be your primary domain controller, and then promote from the member server after adding to existing domain. So this is the server which we added in our domain, and now this is part of member server, and now we are promoting as a basically a domain controller. So these are the some FSMO roles. So read, PDC, function, requirement, and failure impact. So basically holds the read master role by default, does not hold any read master role by default. And primary domain controller so hold the PDC emulator role. So FSMO roles, which is going to be we are going to cover all 5 FSMO role in upcoming video. And the function is perform a special operation for the domain time sync, password synchronization basically, which is your PDC server, and help with authentication, replication and directory services. Requirement, at least one in the at least one is required, and as many as you need for redundancy and performance, you can deploy additional domain controllers. So failure impact, if PDC is down, role master role transfer to other, and if ADC fails, other continue working as normal. So this is Active Directory replication basics. So multi-master replication, all domain controller can make changes. You can do changes on any domain controller and it get replicated across all the DCs. And change replication, update on one DC are replicated to other DCs basically. And uses anti-directory database, domain services database, which is ntds.dit. The directory database is replicated between multiple domain controllers. And replication topology, so DCs replicate within their partner based on their site and network setting. So key point, AD replication keep directory data consistent across all the domain controllers. So we'll see this also once this server is promoted as a domain controller. And then finally DNS consideration for additional domain controller. So install DNS role, AD integrated DNS is installed on every domain controller, additional domain controller by default. And use AD integrated zone, so forward lookup zone, reverse lookup zone are stored in the Active Directory and replicated for all the DCs. So basically if you have this DNS created here, DNS basically forward lookup zone and reverse lookup zone, it's going to be automatically replicated in your other additional domain controller. Set the DC's IP as a DNS, configure the DCs to use its own IP address for DNS. So make sure the primary domain controller has its own, all the domain controllers has primary DNS configured as its own IP address, and then secondary as a other domain controller. And enable dynamic updates, so allow secure updates from a client to other server. So these are the some important things which you should be aware. Now let's go ahead and promote this server. So we installed Active Directory role, and now I'm going to promote this server as a domain controller. So now if I show you, we got only one domain controller as of now. Here you can see DC01, which has a name server, and then we got only one domain controller in Active Directory. So after promoting, this server become DNS and Active Directory both. So I'll go here and click on add, basically add a domain controller in, to existing domain. So this is my domain where I want to add one additional domain controller, so click next. And now I'll go ahead and select the DNS and global catalog by default, and then we'll add the select the site name. So this is going to this DC is going to be created inside my site, which is our LHO head office. So this is the site which I'm going to select. So you can see as of now we have one site, so it's going to be by default selected, and then I'll go ahead and promote, put my password here, and then click next. So it's asking to set the complex password, so I'll set some complex password here. So now go ahead and click on next, and now click next here and replicate from domain controller, our primary domain controller basically, and then leave this default for the Active Directory database log and sysvol. Click next, and now this is going to be a script. If you want to save, you can just save it. And now I'll go ahead and click next, and now it's going to do a pre-validation pre-request check for pre-validation for promoting this server as a domain controller. If everything goes well, it will go ahead and allow us to basically highlight the install button, and then we can go ahead and click the install. So all prerequisites are checked successfully. Now I'll go ahead and start the installation. So now you can see the checking domain update status, and one by one it's going to basically promote this promote this server as a domain controller, and then we are going to get a working additional domain controller. So waiting for DNS. So now if I basically refresh this, you should be able to see we will have a 2 DNS basically. So name server is going to be updated, and then we will have this server promoted as a domain controller. So if I refresh this, you can see here in the domain controller we got both the domain controllers now up, and the machine is basically removed from here. So now this server is marked as a domain controller, so this is good. Now it's configuring the DNS services on these computers. So it will basically do all the pre installation and configuration. Once everything is done, it will go ahead and reboot the server. So now you can see the computer is being restarted because Active Directory domain service is installed. So this is good. Now it will go for the reboot, and now basically once the additional domain controller is updated, I'll go ahead and change the basically the DNS on my primary node. So this is very important. So now I'll go here, and inside the DNS I will add one more DNS server here, which is my secondary domain controller basically, and I'll change the move it. So primary DNS is going to be itself, second is secondary domain controller, and third is going to be my gateway or the outside basically. So this is good. Now this server is configured correctly, and now if I go and refresh this, you should be able to see more name servers. So now you can see same as parent, so we got AA host record updated here, and inside the name server basically it will reflect here soon. So you can see here alias names are updated, and if I go to basically on the global catalog basically, so you can see the domain controllers are updated, global catalog is updated, and if I go to domains, you should be able to see here also both the domain controllers SRV record is updated, and PDC, if you go to PDC you will see only the PDC has which is primary domain controller has a PDC record. So this is good. Now if you go to DC sites, inside this site LHO head office, you should be able to see Corboros and LDAP is updated. So DNS records is one of the most critical part. Once you promote a new domain controller, you should validate your DNS records are updated correctly, and it has basically information about your newly promoted domain controller. So DNS is very critical for AD infrastructure because the AD is tightly coupled up with the Active Directory DNS. So now if I go here, if I open DNS, so I should be able to see this server has a DNS and all the records are already published. If I go to reverse, you should be able to see we have a reverse lookup updated, and the primary DNS records are also updated. So everything looks good. Now if you go and open Active Directory users and computers, you should be able to see here basically we are able to open Active Directory users in computer, and we are connected to DC02. So this is pretty much which I wanted to show you in this demo. So we promoted our secondary domain controller successfully in this demo. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe me for more videos, and if you have any query, any question related to this, you can always post in my given mail IDs. Thank you once again. Bye bye.